welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. If you're one of my beautiful returning subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support of me and support of each other on this platform. You guys are amazing, and I'm just so happy to have you here, especially considering that I know how precious time is. So the fact that you spend even a little bit of your precious time here on this channel means the world to me. So thank you so much for being here. And if you have found yourself here for the very first time, we just want to welcome you to this space. I do pick a card readings on this channel. So if you're into tarot, if you're into spirituality, please join us. Grab yourself a cup of tea, some snacks, and we'll have a little bit of a chat because we are all friends when we gather at my table. So today's pick a card, we're looking at a person on your mind and no contact, and we're asking the question, do they ever think about you? So this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It can be, of course, but we're looking at if they ever think about you, if you ever cross their mind, and what are some of those thoughts that they do have about you. We have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the vulture card and the purple flower. Pile number 2 with the elk spirit and the blue flower. And pile number 3 with the octopus spirit and the red flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting for you from spirit today. And I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, today we're looking at the person on your mind. Do they ever think about you? Do you ever cross their mind, or what are some of those thoughts? Pile number 1. Hello everybody. In pile number 1, you were drawn to the purple flower, or perhaps to the vulture card, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, do they ever think about you? Do you ever cross their mind? And what are some of those thoughts if you do? So we're dealing with the vulture card to start. And you know, vultures are these animals that kind of get a bum rap a little bit. They're very necessary because they clean things up. They also sort of circle, they lie in wait. So this person, I feel like, is very much aware of your position. You can see it sitting here kind of roosting. It looks a little ominous, but it feels like somebody who's very much aware of what's going on in your life. They feel like they check in on you, this person, quite a bit. I don't think it's a consistent, like continual, perhaps, viewing, but I do think they circle back. They circle back around. The vulture is also a card that reminds us that nothing is wasted. So I think that they try to go over, they might ruminate a little bit in their mind about the things of the past. This might be somebody who does that quite a bit, to try to understand things, to try to come full circle of understanding. So I think that there is definitely potential for a lot of thought towards you with this vulture energy. So let's take a look at the tarot and see if you ever cross their mind. I'm going to use the Wizard's Tarot for you today. It's a little out there, but it's a great deck. Colorful and vibrant. So do they ever think about you? Do you cross their mind? And what are some of these thoughts if you do? Pile 1. You may be in this vulture energy as well, where you're circling back, keeping tabs on this person, wondering if they're doing the same thing. So do you ever cross their mind? Do they ever think about you? We have the 10 of Beasts. The 10 of Wands in this deck represents the 10 of Beasts. And the 10 of Wands is a card about obstruction, not being able to foresee the future. And it represents, you know, all of these thoughts of you, all these sparks of thoughts that perhaps have no direction, or have no practical steps behind them to fuel any more action. It just gets piled on top of each other until we can't see where we're going. We have the High Priestess. Do you ever cross their mind, and what are some of their thoughts of you? The Tower. The 9 of Swords. Oh my. Not only do they think about you, but I mean, it's driving them crazy. It's a very sort of sad situation when I see the 9 of Swords next to the Tower like this, because they've not only thought about you, but it's to the point where the lid's been blown off of it, and they've had these epiphanies that they now can't unsee, and it's something that they are carrying with them through life. It's like you taught them a big valuable lesson that they it's like a bittersweetness because you taught them perhaps a valuable lesson. We have the moon. Yeah, the moon's reversed even. So revelations, they've even been dreaming about you with that moon reversed. And they claim to have had some clarity. Here's the Queen of Swords. They claim to have some clarity about you and about perhaps missed opportunity. But these are, then it's giving them a lot of anxiety because they're going over and over. This is a very strong card of anxiety, of overthinking things with the Nine of Swords. Can we clarify, please, the Ten of Wands? So they definitely think about you. You more than cross their mind. They don't watch you all the time, but you more than cross their mind. And they've had a lot of revelations because of that. So you may have been in no contact with this person for a long time. Two of Pentacles. And you're on their mind so much that it's almost becoming like a permanent feature of their, almost like their personality, that it's bringing forward, like almost like their personality is taking a toll on that, because they're juggling all of these thoughts with everything else that they have and some obstacles. And because I'm dealing with collective energy, you know, the things that they're juggling is going to look different to all the people who are watching. And in some cases, this could be relationships, this could be jobs, this could be work, other people. But what it acknowledges is that it's like a mini chariot. It's like a mini median point of decision. It's like, I acknowledge that I have to address this eventually. I have to do something about it because it's causing all of this, and I'm going over and over in my mind. When we have the moon reversed, we're supposed to, it's like a fulfillment of the cycle, you know, a process that's been completed, but it's like they get, the epiphany is there, they know how they feel, but then they go straight back into the thought again, because they don't foresee perhaps a solution right now. What are some of their thoughts, please, Spirit? Wheel of Fortune. They feel like they're frozen in space when it comes to you. And they feel like they can't move forward unless they're able to rid themselves of how they feel sometimes. But it's really difficult for them to rid themselves from this situation, because part of the epiphany and the thought that they've had about you is this Six of Cups energy. And it's not easily done to remove ourselves from a situation when we feel emotionally attached, like the Six of Cups represents, because this is an innocence, this is a first love, this is a permanent type of love. This is unfulfilled potential as well. This is even notes of friendship mixed and mingled in. So there's a lot of complications, and it's hard to detach from that sort of thing. And that's part of the epiphany that they've had about the fadedness of your connection too. Because the Wheel of Fortune is fate and destiny. And there are two hands here. There are two hands that are, again, they can't touch. They're so close yet so far away. And it's impeding the turning of that wheel. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the Devil. Back of the deck is the King of Swords. And you know, it's interesting. We have the King of Cups here too, King of Pentacles. It's interesting because we're asking about thoughts today. We're asking, do you ever cross their mind? And look at the sword straight through the head. It's not about, you know, it's not about never crossing my mind. It's about you're always on my mind. The mind is split right in two here. And I think they think about you with every step they take, it feels like. You can see here with the King of Swords, he's wearing these fishnet stockings. That's what I mean about this deck. It's really interesting. And that's what I found so fascinating about tarot, is every single deck explores the same themes in such a different way. We have these fishnet stockings, and it's like it's a sense of like a spider. It's like a spider web on their leg, and it's like I wove my own destiny. I put myself here, and you can see that these truths, the eyes are bulging out. Like, this is the truth I can't unsee. These epiphanies about this connection I can't unsee, and it's bittersweet. It's painful because they've suffered because of the thoughts that they've had for you, but they don't feel like they can practically do anything about it. They do. It feels like this person is attached in some way. It doesn't feel like it's just the ego that holds them in place. It feels like something practical that holds them in place, but they're very much drawn to you. It's almost an obsession, it feels like. this Ace of Pentacles is supposed to represent an opportunity. In this case, and again, I feel they've moved forward into another relationship, but all of this rainbow is supposed to represent, you know, the calm after the storm, the prize after the storm, and all of their epiphany has brought them to is more sadness. If I'm honest, it doesn't open up the possibility for more. It's just like a bittersweet truth. It's like, it is what it is. This is how it is. I'm fated to this person. It's love with the Six of Cups. I'm in love with this person, but there's nothing I can do about it now. But the truth has been revealed because of that continual process of reflection that they've brought towards you. What are their secret thoughts, please, for pile number 1? Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. But that's the problem, is that it's not that they don't know what they want. It's that they don't feel like they can get it. And they don't feel worthy of it either, I don't feel. I think that they think that perhaps it's one-sided, or you don't feel the same way. What are their current thoughts, please, for pile number 1? What do they think? We have here never-ending story. You can see the 3 and the 7, that equals a 10. It's nowhere near the end of this cycle, is what Spirit is saying. And you may have spent many lifetimes actually in some type of karmic loop with this person. There could be a very old soul contract here. We have 2 the Sea, because this person doesn't feel like they have any other option but to surrender to the flow right now. They have their epiphanies, they have their truth. And they're going, here you can see that this King of Pentacles, that his head is shaped like a heart, and it's bulging with all this thought, these veins of the love that they're sacrificing because of their position. Wearing masks within the dynamics of their family unit even here as well, or their current position. But there's the Sun. They've had revelations that were stemmed from this double energy. It's like the truths that we can't unsee at this point. What are some of the thoughts that pile 1's person has had for them? You make my heart full. They may be experiencing the 10 of Pentacles, but what they want is the 10 of Cups. My life started when I met you. You already know how I feel. You already know that I have been thinking about you rampantly. And the fact is that I want you. That's one of the thoughts that they've been having. Oh, that's a lot. So let's see what it is. I would do anything for you. But, you know, it's interesting because Meatloaf just died just recently. And every time I see this card in reverse, I think, but I won't do that. It's like, I'll do anything for you, but I can't break free from this responsibility or from my position here. Please give me time. I've never felt like this before, because this love scares me. And the epiphanies that they've had scare them because they can't unsee them and they can't act upon them. So they just feel stuck. Do I know you from somewhere? Wearing a mask in their situation. It says, if I follow you, I could absolutely lose everything. And that's what they're not prepared to do perhaps at this time. You don't see it, but I think you're perfect is coming out. Fell right out before I even shuffled. What are their secret thoughts, please? Do you cross their mind, and what do they think about? I'm going to fix it, but first I have to fix me. I'm afraid that you won't like the person I've become. It's been a long time, I feel like, since you've seen each other. So they worry about you even finding them physically attractive, but you make me weak everywhere. And I want you so badly. Back of this deck says, would you forgive me for the inaction perhaps, or the action perhaps that they took in the past that led the two of you to this disconnect? I don't want anyone to get hurt. And when I wrote this card specifically, because this is from the Cottage Divine Masculine Oracle, I wrote it with the purpose of third party in mind. So please take that as it resonates to your situation. They don't want to hurt you. They also don't want to hurt anyone that they're with. But they are sacrificing their own happiness because of that. I'm a different person than you remember, and they're worried you won't like that person. They've changed. And I feel like it's a physical change, perhaps. But you are my soulmate. And there is a past life connection here. We also have, I'm trying to become a better person. And this person values integrity. They want to be seen as somebody who has integrity. I can't make the first move towards you right now. Is on the back of that deck. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. What would this person say to you right this moment if they had the opportunity to say one thing to pile 1? What would it be at this time? They could say one thing. At this moment, here's the 6 of Wands. I'm going to start with the first card, King of Pentacles reversed. We have here the Ace of Swords reversed. They would say to you that they wish that they could create change here, and they wish they had more courage. They're very jealous when it comes to you, and they wish they had more courage to wield some of that jealousy or to have it fuel them. But they get stressed out really easily when they think about charging in, because they get stressed out about what it would do to their position here. They want to also apologize for things that they never said or things that they held back because of fear, because it's like it would have been a lot simpler to say everything I feel then than it would be at this point. And that they're wearing masks, that appearances are deceiving, that if you look from the outside, they're not as happy as they appear. We have from, it's getting a little dim, but let me just, actually I'll plug that in. From Do I Know You From Somewhere, we saw in your deck as well. We have here the Mermaid as well, which is a siren, which is sort of a temptation. So you could be a temptation to their position. They do feel sort of stuck in place or locked in place, and they feel like they need to release themselves from something. So some type of family position. We also have a carrot here. Again, dangled a carrot in front of them. You are a temptation. A connection written in the stars. We have Leo energy with the cat, claiming our independence. We have the letter P. And we have the elephant with the trunk down. Now I think about endurance and stamina and leadership with the elephant. When the elephant has an upright trunk, it is a good luck symbol. In this case, we have, you know, a sense of stuck in a rut type of energy. But, you know, oftentimes this person is like, it's like they're taking the reins for the good of other people, or they're situating some sort of karmic situation. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. And if it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section. And I would love for you to subscribe to this channel and hit your notification bell and your like button so I can bring you more content in the future. Congratulations to this month's winner of the free reading. If you do leave me a comment, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for that contest and then notify you if you are chosen the winner. I also offer opportunities to win a free reading on Instagram on a monthly basis, and I offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for a visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello everybody. In pile number 2, you were drawn to the blue flower, or to the elk spirit. And this is your reading. The person on your mind, do they ever think about you? Do you cross their mind? And what are some of those thoughts if you do? This elk, you can see, is the symbol of endurance. It's strength as well with the elk. And there is sort of this powerful imagery of these antlers that are on fire. The sun is on fire, the antlers on fire. So I feel like there's a good chance that this person still has some passionate thought that heads in your direction, that has endured perhaps a certain amount of time, perhaps a lengthy amount of time between the two of you. So let's take a look here. Do you ever cross their mind? And if yes, whoops, what are some of those thoughts that you have when you do cross their mind? Does group 2 cross their person's mind? The person that they are holding in their mind right this moment. Do they ever think about them as well? And what are some of those thoughts? If they do, Spirit. Always remember that I'm dealing with collective energy, so if this does not resonate with you, you can try a different pile or a different reading. Do you ever cross their mind? So we have the Death card here, and it's coming out with the Eight of Pentacles. So we're going to group those guys together. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Six of Swords, and we also have the Seven of Wands. Do you ever cross their mind? Do they ever think about you? We have the Nine of Swords with the Three of Wands. And we have the Star card. Back of the deck is the Eight of Cups. And I do feel like I need to pause here for a moment because, you know, not only do you cross this person's mind, but there is definitely a sense of it's a problem for them. And they've recognized that it's a problem for them. Like they've perhaps think about you too much, or they feel like they've hung on for too long because they're not feeling emotionally fulfilled by this situation, and they're recognizing it as something that's adding and fueling perhaps an anxiety, even a depression. There's a lot of push and pull here. There's a lot of wanting movement but feeling stuck, ruminating and going over and over and over in my mind thoughts about you, but wanting to move forward, you know, needing healing. Feeling like I'm wasting so much of my energy, expending so much of my time thinking about a situation that feels so far away from me at this time. And you can see here that all of this, in this imagery, you can see that there's a pot being dropped here. There's a pot that's filling up this pool, and they feel like they're wasting all of this energy. Truly, all of this thought process is purposeful. It's supposed to lead them to objective thought, lead them to new reflections, and it's all trickling down into the same pool anyway, but they see it as a problem. Even as this median backup deck energy, we can see this person empowered in red boots and a red coat. They're finding it difficult to move forward because of all of these mountains in the background, but they feel like they should be moving forward. They don't necessarily know how to, but they feel like they should. And even with the Death card and the Eight of Pentacles, it's like they're really working hard at trying to close off a cycle so that they can have some encouragement, some happiness, some joy coming into their life. But I think they're having a really difficult time. So as much as they are thinking about you, it almost feels like it's obsession for them. And that's why this elk, it's like it's enduring, but it's also burning them up, you know, it's consuming them in a way. Can we clarify, please, the Death card? There's the High Priestess flipping to the reverse. And when she's reversed, it's like we're doubting our own intuition. Knight of Swords. I think part of the reason why they feel like they can't move forward is because they're seeking some type of closure from the situation. They have a lot of things that they wish that they could get off their chest. Four of Wands. And they feel like they're too late to do it. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh. We have the Hierophant, we have the King of Wands, we have the Empress, and back of the deck is the Lovers. You know, the Lovers is ruled by Gemini, and Geminis are incredibly intelligent people who do overthink sometimes. I will say that. They overthink problems, and they go over and over and over in their mind. This person could be a Gemini. We also have Aquarius. We also have Taurus, very strong. We have Scorpio. But underneath that is the Magician. they think about you so much, but they've lost a handle on it. You are this type of temptation, and you can see here behind the divine masculine, that tree is lit aflame. That one's all lit up. Again, it's consuming this person. They go over and over and over thoughts of you to the point where they don't feel like they have control of it anymore. And the reason why they feel like they can't detach is because they feel like this could be divinely guided, a divinely guided connection. Part of them recognizes the necessity to perhaps try to move forward, but then there's another part of them that does not want to give up hope in this situation because they feel like they can't find happiness without you by their side in some way. Or it's like they're always on the search for second best, perhaps even. They may have moved forward as well. Someone who is watching, you may be aware that this person has moved forward potentially into another relationship. That's not for everyone. You may have moved forward too, which is sort of adding to this hopelessness because you're this huge temptation that they're really hungry for. But you can see there's like a mountain between. There's like a huge obstacles between you. It can be space, it can be time, it can be practical things or people. But it's like they have to make a decision, and they know they have to make a decision. So they definitely think about you. And there's so many major arcanic themes being presented here that it's major life lessons that they've learned through this connection, whether it's in disconnect or not, major life lessons. And it's consuming them up. But they also are having a really hard time letting that sunlight burn to nothing. You know, they don't want to give up the hope, but some of their hope is waning. For anything to move forward. What are their thoughts, please? What do they think about when they think about pile number 2? We have the bees. And the bees is a symbol of self-sacrifice. Somebody who is working for the good of others, filling up those honey wells to sustain the hive, to sustain a larger organization. So it could be a family situation as well. They could also be staying at bay and keeping their actions in check because they don't want to create havoc for you as well, or the dynamics of you. If you're the divine feminine here, you could have moved into another relationship or a marriage, and you could have children. So take that as it resonates. We have the soul. Whenever I see Emily Dickinson's The Soul card, I do think about a dark night of the soul. We have white dress, adding to the message of commitments within the dynamics of your connection. So not commitments to this person, but commitments to someone else. But I feel like they are really committed to this connection in general, and thoughts of you they're very committed to thinking about you all of the time. It's a habit. But they may be suffering from like a dark period of the soul or a dark night of the soul when it comes to you. And when you look down at her dress, there's a bunch of worms here, which are the symbol of not being able to see you, not being able to hear from you, but just going off of the vibrations between the two of you and toiling beneath the surface of the earth, toiling for the good of other people so that it can benefit someone that we can't even see, so it can benefit everyone else. And it looks like flames consuming. So it's and around her head are a bunch of flies too. So they're negative thoughts about the situation that, again, consume them and fill them with anxiety, even a depression in some cases as well. What are their current thoughts of pile number 2, please? I don't want to be with anyone else. That's not to say they aren't, but they don't want to be. So many regrets. I regret walking away from you, regret with the decisions that they made. And I have been hurting without you. You have no idea, but you do now because you're watching this video. We see the 9 of Swords. That is pain. We have to tread softly around. It's like mental health. Yeah, that's sad. Sad energy. I do want to make things right with you. Please give me the opportunity. They don't want to lose hope completely, but they are acknowledging that it's consuming them. I have been telepathically communicating with you. Back of the deck says, I act happy, but that's not true. please. I fantasize about you. And this separation is killing me. They do see this situation moving into a transition of peace with you as some sort of gateway towards a celebration or happiness. And they see that as the like caveat towards change that could achieve abundance and happiness and expand. Like that's what they like to fantasize about. They like to fantasize about you in a very almost innocent way. It feels like they fantasize about committing to you. And this sounds very specific for someone, and making you the mother of their children. That's what they fantasize about. Or vice versa. I can't make the first move towards you. Do you miss us the way I do? Because it's always been you for me. Back of the deck says you consume. You consume their thoughts. You can see the consuming flames here. You can see this tree is consumed by flames as well. So you consume their thoughts. What are their current thoughts, please? What are they currently thinking? I should be satisfied with what I have, but I'm not. Because I remember every detail of you. So the thoughts are rampant. They're going over every single detail. I'm curious about what you are up to. I don't feel like this person is watching you. I don't, especially when we see this imagery like the earthworm. It doesn't give me the impression that they're keeping tabs on you. I don't think that they're able to. I want to reach out, but I'm scared. You are my happy place. And I want to run away together. I also just saw waiting for your call as well. Back of the deck says reality has hit me like a ton of bricks. Let's get a charm bowl for you, group number 2. A charm bowl, please, for group 2. If your person could say one thing to you in the bowl with the tiny tarot, what would they say? They could say one thing with 0 restriction. What would they say to you? Oh, we have 4 today for you. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the Devil. It's not just thought, it's obsessive thought, and it's fantasy. And that's what they would want to say, is that I fantasize about you all of the time, and it burns me up inside. It is consuming. And I feel so frustrated because there's a delay. There's always a delay in my plans. And the Ace of Wands reverse talks about even the brutality of that, of how bad it feels sometimes to not get what I want here. Because it's not just one fantasy. There's a lot of leaves on that wand. It's just a lot of fantasies that birth more fantasies that birth more. And they do want expansion, and they think about you all of the time, to the point where they need to heal from it too, because it's causing their own insecurity. It's fueling anxiety for them and creating a necessity for healing. In the bowl today, we have the W. We have the Z, so they could be dreaming about you. These could also be initials. We have the little frog. I think about female energy with the frog, and someone who very, very intuitive, and someone able to communicate. You know, perhaps there is an intuitive communication between the two of you. We have the butterfly, and we have the fish bones, and they're white, which is a better version than the black fish bones for me, because it talks about a hopefulness, like there's a reflection period going on. And it does remind me of the Ten of Swords, which is a very sad card of overthinking, of sort of a end of a cycle coming in because of that overthinking. But what the Ten of Swords does offer us is a glimmer of hope. It offers us a chance to revisit from the light of abundance, or from the perception of clarity instead of despair, to formulate a new plan of action towards our goals. We have, and we also have the clear quartz, which is a healing, clearing energy. All right, group 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. I wish you so much luck. within the dynamics of this connection, if you're able to make moves or pursue it in the future. It doesn't look like it's going to make a lot, there's going to be a lot of movement coming from this person though, if I'm honest with you. If this did resonate with you, I would love to hear your story in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit your notification bell and your like button. It truly helps me to bring you guys more content. If you do subscribe and drop me a comment, be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. Congratulations to this month's winner. And if you please hit your notification bells, because I have to notify you via that comment section to let you know if you were a chosen winner. So be sure to hit that notification bell. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello everybody. In pile number 3, you are drawn to the red flower, or perhaps to the octopus card, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, do you ever cross their mind? Do they ever think about you? And what are some of those thoughts if they do? We have here the octopus, and this person could be really intelligent. They could be an air sign. Of course, the octopus is a water energy, but I always think of air because I see this huge crown chakra lit up, which does signify a lot of intelligent thought. And you can see that the octopus has all of these legs, all of these suckers attached to the leg, which really symbolizes for me things that can hold us back, you know, things that we can attach to and have a difficult time releasing. So you may find yourself feeling this way about this person. This could also be an indicator of how they view the situation between the two of you. So let's take a look at this situation between you and this person on your mind. Do they ever think about you? Do you ever cross their mind? Do they ever think about you? Do they ever think about you? Pile number 3. So we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse position. I just saw the Page of Swords as well. You may have gone to school with this person. There could be a school connection here. We have the Four of Swords. Do you ever think about pile 3, please? We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. And we have the Magician. Back of the deck, we have the Hermit energy. I really like this energy, to be honest. It does showcase a lot of thought that's gone into your connection, but it's like thought that's come full circle. It feels like they've learned a lot through this connection. And it's like there's been this beautiful reflection period that seems to be coming to a bit of a close. They're still grappling with it currently, but they're working on it. Like they're thinking about you from a very logical standpoint. So this person could be they could be somebody who is very intelligent. And I don't want to say it's like a deficit to them, but it's almost coming across like they avoid the emotion. They avoid the emotion by looking at things overly logically. But it seems to serve them, I guess, in their process. It seems to be a very individual process that they put themselves through when they're trying to work out thoughts of you. You have the Nine of Swords. I think that this person in the past spent a lot of time going over and over the thoughts of you. And I think that it sent them into a bit of a despair that they recognized. Or it could have even added to some sort of emotional unhappiness, or added to some depression perhaps that they were experiencing. But I like that there's, to be honest, there's a nice healing energy that's come on the other side of that. The Ace of Wands. And with time and with careful reflection and understanding, I think that they've come to, or they're starting to come to important conclusions about this connection and about what is possible moving forward and what isn't. And to be honest, for some of you, I feel like this person has learned from their mistakes and they are considering making a move back towards you, because we have the Eight of Cups here with the Fool. And when it's reversed, the Eight of Cups does talk about a temptation to return to my home. You know, I've completed a cycle, I've learned my mistakes, and now it's like I want to come back. And then we have the Magician, which is the ruler of the communication planet of Mercury. So we have communication that wants to present for you in the future. And there's the Page of Cups. I'm sorry, the Five of Cups. We have the Justice, and we have the Judgment with the Wheel of Fortune. All of this continued thought towards you, because it feels like it's been a very persistent thought process geared in your direction. They have been thwarted by it, and I use a word like thwarted. That's a terrible word to use. They've been sort of held back sometimes by the thoughts that continue towards you, but they have turned around. Even the Ten of Swords came out first, and it's reversed. So a new perspective, a shift in their perspective, and a healing of a little bit of this energy too, which is good to see. Because even if this, you know, we want people to have us on their mind. We want people to be thinking about us, but we don't want it to be like an emotional detrimental event. We don't want to be causing people pain because of the thoughts of us or the lack of us in their life. So we see a nice healing energy coming in. They're still struggling with some insecurity. They're struggling with the process of perhaps being vulnerable enough to come back towards you. Because their ego will utilize this fear that they're still feeling, will utilize their vulnerability, their fear of vulnerability against them. And it'll whisper things to them like, you know, it might be a permanent situation. They may not want to hear from you. You've already kind of lost this situation and there's no going back now. It fuels our fear in that way to stop us from making moves. And that's really why the Five of Cups is here. But again, that is another indication of the thought process that goes into you, because she's facing the water, and water is a natural reflection tool. It really reflects our emotions. And so she's in the process of that. Yes, she's watched these cups fall away, but behind her are those other two cups waiting on the bank. And she's even holding one of those cups in her hand right now. So the hopelessness has not set in. They're not really listening to the ego 100% here. They're feeling more empowered actually moving forward. And this is one of the most optimistic spreads that I've done for this topic today, because it feels purposeful. It feels like they have gained ground through this continued thought. They haven't let the continued reflection do them in entirely. I feel like they went through the process of this, though, of the Ten of Swords, where they felt the emotion, they had this emotional outburst, they felt lost, they didn't know how to move forward from it. But ultimately, Spirit says that they've been healing from some of that energy, and now they see more potential. They see that there's still something that could be waiting for them here. They're just battling a little bit with that ego, but they're thinking about you, and they're thinking about ways that they can institute change here. Because even the back of deck is the Justice card. They're acknowledging, I think, what put them here too. They're acknowledging their part in this whole situation because they've gone through the process. They're working on an internal transformation right now. And that's the part that they're struggling with, is that, you know, the heart chakra, opening it up fully. Even the solar plexus chakra, really feeling empowered. But, and the Magician is not facing the lantern right now, but I feel like they're going to get there. And I think they're going to get there rather quickly, if I'm honest, because here we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a sudden turn of events in this connection. So you may find that this person might actually reach out to you in the future. So take that as it resonates. So definitely thinking about you, but it's a positive process that I'm seeing. And this person seems like intelligent, like they could be a Libra, very strong Libra energy here. They're just really smart, so they utilize those smarts or that intelligence to help them overcome the emotional feelings that they're having. They're too smart to stay in that realm of lost energy for too long. We have the Lantern. I always think of the Hermit when I see the Lantern. I like that the Lantern is all lit up because it talks about a focus, and we have the Book. Back of the deck is Wildflowers. And this is sort of the thought process that has come full circle. They've learned a lot. And it's like they're making a practical plan. When we see an energy like the Lantern, like I said, I associate it with the Hermit, and the Hermit is really good at creating a plan, creating focus, creating a path ahead, and their focus could be to renew this situation, to come full circle, to renew the romance between the two of you. Here's the Toad as well. I always smile when I see the Toad, and it represents, grotesque humor. It's like they're hoping that you'll laugh about this whole situation one day. It's like one day we're just going to look back at this and we're just going to laugh at the whole thing of everything that happened between us. You guys might not feel that way at this moment, but that's what they're hoping for. That's how optimistic they're trying to stay. They're struggling a little bit with it, with the Four of Pentacles, but there's also a determination with the Four of Pentacles too, of like, we've started to rebuild. We're hesitant because we've made gains, and so we can sometimes fear continuing to make those gains, but they're going to get there, I think. They're very kind of possessive over your energy too, and I think that helps them with this process. What are they currently thinking, please? We have here 0, I'm ready, the Fool. It is reversed. I don't think they're quite ready. I think that they are still battling a little bit of insecurity. I don't think they're 100% ready, but I think they are working on it. You can even see here the Magician. It looks like they're like focusing their energy on something, focusing their energy on manifesting this path ahead. They are driven by attraction, of course. We have that Ace of Wands, so some of their thoughts are fueled with fire for you. I will say this too with the Fox energy. Oftentimes foxes are seen as sneaky, but they're really smart creatures. They're really, really intelligent. And so it might take them a while to come up with their plan. Ace of Swords, they claim victory over their thoughts right now. They've had epiphanies over you, and they have things that they want to share with you. We have time to ground yourself. We have words do hurt. So they may have said things in the past that they regret and that they would like to make amends for. And I think they are also kind of worried about rejection. That's always in the back of our mind. I can't even look at you right now, the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords can be talking about arguments as well. So you may have found that you had arguments with this person in the past, which led to disconnect. And if that's the case, they would like to bring forward an apology for you. And I think that this card I always see as a very literal message sometimes. It's like I physically can't see you. We're not seeing each other. They do worry that it could blow up in their face, this reunion that they want. We have happiness is my priority. And it came out reversed. I think about the Three of Pentacles here. And when we see that reverse, it's like they worry that they don't have the support of you. Or that you are not feeling the same way. I just saw gossip only hurts more. Again, they're worried about the opinions of other people here for some reason. So take that as it resonates. We have, whoops, it's falling out, but love is the answer of how they feel and what they think about. Also, I miss you, do you miss me? Fell out as well. Back of the deck says, have I lost everything? Is it too late? And that's a clarifier for that Ten of Swords reversed. I think they've moved past that, or they're trying to focus their confidence in a different direction. They don't want to believe that it's too late, but they do worry still a little bit about that. What are they currently thinking? For pile number 3. I'm ready to act. I feel for someone watching that this person is gearing up for something. I miss you regardless of how things are looking on the outside. Whoop. I'm forever yours. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. Jealous person when it comes to you. And the longing eats away at me. I feel like this card has shown up multiple times today. Back of the deck says, I am scared of rejection. They are fearful about what's waiting for them or what your reaction will be to change here. What are they currently thinking about pile number 3? You make me hot. Right in the center, that Ace of Wands, that spark, that fuels change. I watch your social media. This is taking forever. Growing impatient. I'm afraid I've already lost you. And I was thinking of the Nine of Swords when I wrote that card. They still have these fears that creep up even when they feel like they've turned a corner. That's why we see that Four of Pentacles that they're still battling in the present. I want to make you my spouse one day. It says, I'm trying to make sense of it. Give me time. I just saw I have changed. Can we try again? I'm telling you, this person is not done with you. They're not finished with this connection. So they definitely think about you because they're thinking about more. I'm wearing a mask. Back of the deck says, you make it really easy to love you. Let's get a charm bowl for you. Pile number 3. Charm bowl, please, for pile 3. If your person could say anything unfiltered in the bowl right this moment, what would they say with the tiny tarot, please, Spirit, for pile number 3? Nine of Pentacles, the Sunshine, the Hanged Man reverse. They are in a little bit of a victim mentality in this very moment in the bowl because they're not getting what they want right now. And so that's frustrating them. It's making them feel frustrated. It could be your position or their position that does impede movement here. But they claim to have had epiphanies about you and how you are actually the happy place that they want to lead them into new beginnings. I think that they think about you all the time too. Look at the crown chakra all lit up on the Hanged Man. It is reversed. Sometimes with the Hanged Man reverse, it's somebody who's hesitating, even though they feel that they have the power to move forward. They're hesitating because they don't want to seem like a traitor in some way, or they don't want to rock the boat in their situation. So take that as it resonates to your situation at hand. But what they really want to say to you is how attractive they find you in a physical sense, even with the Nine of Pentacles. And they want to say that you light up their world, that you are like this shining light and you are sort of the focus. Even though it doesn't appear that way from the outside, you are the focus of their thoughts right now. They may be even impeding or stopping themselves from coming forward out of respect for your position at this moment because they don't want to create havoc for you. I have a lot of gratitude for you too because you've helped them reach a lot of epiphanies. I will come forward, or I will make change. We have the DNA helix. We also have the letter E. We have Leo energy in the bowl. And we have the, the sun here, which I always associate with Leo energy. We have the shovel, somebody who's digging themselves a deeper pit, or they feel like they're digging themselves deeper. Now they're trying to dig themselves out of it. We do have a connection written in the stars here. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the the Nine of Swords in the bowl. So it's their anxiety, their fear that really fuels their lack of effort at this moment. But I don't think it's going to maintain. I think that the drive is way stronger and they're trying to navigate a solution to this situation in no contact, because I do see a lot of movement coming in for someone in the future. All right, pile 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to be a part of our beautiful soul family here by subscribing to the channel, hitting your notification bell, and leaving me a comment below as well, because I do offer a chance to win a free reading for those who drop comments in my comment section under any of my videos during the month. Congratulations to this month's winner. I also offer a chance to win a free mini read on Instagram, and I'm going to be posting about that soon. And I offer private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.